in this video we focus on why 1 is not a prime number. Let's take one typical example. Let's take 15, which is an odd number, and let's write it as a product of prime factors. So we first divide by 3. 15 divided by 3 gives me 5. 5 divided by 5 gives me 1. So 15 equals 3 times 5. Now if we include 1, if we include 1 in the game, we can write 1 to the power of 2 times 3 times 5 equals 15. 15 equals 1 to the power of 2019 times 3 times 5. 15 equals, we can write it 15 as the product of 1 to the power of 2024 times 3 times 5. 15 equals 1 to the minus 1993 times 3 times 5. So from here we deduce that $15 can be written in infinite number of ways. But we know that when we have an integer, a positive integer, we can only have a unique representation when we write it as a product of its prime factors. But here, if we include 1 as a prime factor, we see that this is not true anymore, because 15 can be written using infinite combinations. This can be written in infinite number of ways. 1 to the power of 2, 1 to the power of 2019 times 3 times 5 gives me 15. 1 to the power of 2024 times 3 times 5 gives me 15. So this violates the rule that we know, the general principle that we know, that when we have a positive integer, we can only represent it in a very unique way, as a product of prime numbers in index form. So the final conclusion is that 1 is not a prime number, because then we can write any positive integer in an infinite number of ways, which is something that contradicts the theory that we know. You can take another pair, for example, you can take 20, for example, and you divide by 2. No, let's try another one. Let's try 27. 27, you divide by 3, gives you 9. You divide by 3, gives you 3. You divide by 3, gives you 1. So 27 is 3 to the third power. So if 1 is a prime, this can be written as 1 to the 2028 times 3 to the power of 3. 27 equals 1 to the power of 10,000 times 3 to the power of 3. So there is an infinite number of ways that you can write as you can write 27, and this means that you cannot write it in a unique representation. So in other words, 1, if you include 1 in any power times this number here, you can get infinite number of ways to write 27. So this is another typical example, and we deduce that 1 is not a prime number, because the only way we can represent 27 is by the product of these primes. So the 27, we write 3 to the power of 3 in index form of this prime number.